Belize Watch. Knowledge of the past, impacting the present, building the future.
Jump and shout all over the nation. We're breaking out with a new creation.
Our Belize Watch team traveled to Lubantun Archaeological Site in the Toledo district to find out more about one of the traditional Mayan dances, the Cortez dance. On hand was drummer Alberto Choco and flutist Basilio Shaw. We will have that for you after a word from our partners, Belize Tourism Board, Shell Belize Limited, and the Barry.
We are the Barry, offering you great products, good service, and of course, the lowest prices in the entire country. Visit us in Belize City, Belmopan, Sa Ignacio Cayo, Orange and now in San Pedro, La Isla Bonita. The Barry. Get more? Piles.
Savor every moment.
Experience our country. Go the extra mile.
And just dive in.
We are Belizean travelers. Are you?
Shell V-Power with 3 times more cleaning and friction-reducing molecules. Go well. Go Shell.
It don't matter what part of the jewel they come from. You da you and me da me. But guess what? All are we the one. See what I mean?
Well, Paul, we are here at Lubantun. I have not been to Lubantun for quite a few years, and I must say that I am impressed with the coming into Lubantun, that you can see so much improvement. You know, improvement at the visitor center. The parking lot is improved. The stairway to the, up to the where the Mayan temples are improved. The whole experience is enhanced. So let us start off by commending those I'm sure it's Niche who are responsible for the wonderful work of preservation of our ancient heritage sites. And Lubantun is certainly one of them, and it's always nice to be here in Lubantun. I always enjoy a visit to Lubantun, the place of fallen stones, right? It's really a wonderful experience, and I would recommend a visit to Lubantun to anyone. But Paul, we're here with some friends, and I'd like to ask you to do the introductions, since you're the one that arranges this whole show.
Thanks a lot, Chief. First of all, I think this is a well-deserving project for the Toledo district and for Belize, because the Lubantun archaeological site is really history, and I guess that it adds to the tourist industry as well as the locals to come out here, both children, youths, adults, and so on. But we are blessed today with the presence of a unique group of musicians. You know, you might see as the pictures or videos showing a guy behind the drum, and he's Alberto Choco from Silver Creek. And we have also the guy on the flute. He is Basilio Shaw. But there's a team led also by Mr. Ernesto Sake and his wife Aurora, and the other gentlemen who will be introducing themselves and talk to them, because it's a team of about 6 folks who will be giving a very interesting historical and a cultural, traditional experience today on Belize Watch. So I'll leave it at that until we hear from them.
Okay, let's hear from who will explain to me the historical and traditional experience that we'll be experiencing today. You will do that? Okay, let's do that.
Okay, morning, Paul. Morning, Renee. I want to thank everybody from here who are present at the Lubantun site. And my name is Alberto Choco, and my maestro is Mr. Basilio Scholl. He's the one that blew the flute. So now what we are going to start off with now, we are bless the flute and we are bless the drum for start off with our presentation. So after that now, we're ready to play any music after when we do the blessing. So the flute will take the first toast, then the drum will get the second, and after when we've done that, me and he will take a toast the same way, just like how the drum and the flute take. So after that, I will explain more while we go on. Right now, that's what we do right now. So after that, we will continue with the program.
But just before you do the toast, explain to me the significance of the toast. Why is it so important to do this toast?
The important for do the toast is all right because when you go to a place where you go visit, you have people that have different mind or different ways of thinking. So the alcohol that is a symbol for secure you from any danger, for protect your drum and the flute and yourself too, so that nothing could happen to you while you are doing your presentation and while you are doing one thing like this, one occasion like this. That's the significance behind this blessing what we are doing right now. Yep, it's the same thing. You have to do that, and then after that, then you're ready to do what you need to do after that. Yeah.
Well, let's experience this blessings. I've not seen it before, more than likely, that I can readily recall. So walk us through it and let's go ahead. So you say he'll bless the flute
Yeah,
first?
he will throw on the flute first. Then after that, then he will throw some on the drum. Then after that, he will take a toast with the rum too, and then I will get the toast too, and that's it from there. Then after that, we're ready to play any music after that. But for right now, that we are doing right now with the blessing of the drum and the flute. So he will do it, and he will open the lead drink, and he throw some on the flute, and I throw some on the drum. Okay.
That's it. There we go. Bottle is open, and the flute is pouring in each hole, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Straight on the hole, and then
Yeah.
on the
And then on the drum itself, right? In the hole of the drum itself. Okay. There we go.
then toast.
Then the toast.
Yep.
Then he takes a sip.
Mhm.
Wow. Yeah, that looks like a strong one there. Right? And
Yes, so this is how we do it, in Maya tradition way. How we do it is this is the way we do it.
Okay.
This is how we do our drumming and fluting, and especially when we're doing a big occasion, this is very important. So that now we are ready now to challenge anything come. We're ready.
Take care.
Take care, exactly.
Take
Yeah,
care.
so it's our defending thing that we are doing. The toast is for our defending drink.
Okay, so
Yeah.
the significance of what we're going to hear right now, what that you're going to present to us, I would like you to explain each item before you present it and the significance behind it.
Okay, now I don't know how you want it. If you want, make me play the music. Well, we will give you a music right now as we speak. When we hear how we started, we vibrate first. We beat on 3 times. Then we go with the music, and the music we will present to you is the offering music.
Offering.
That is when you go to any occasion. It's like for example, you want to come here and do your offering. So this is the music we are playing for. Make you hear the offering music. Then, if you want to hear our next one, then we could give you our next one, and that will be different music because we have over 60 music by this leaf flute you see here. Yeah. But
amazing.
every music have the way how to dance it, and every music have the way how to perform on it. So, but this drum and the fluting is nobody. This is our ancient Maya thing. He learned it from my great grandpa, and I learned it from him, and just like that we continue. So he was many years he was doing this. Lately I start. For 25 years we don't play drum again and flute only when we go do the offering that day we go play. But we don't play the Cortez playing again. But we are planning to do it if God's spare alive.
We have to bring back these traditions. These seems like some traditions that we should not allow to just disappear just like that, you know?
And that is my plan because if we left this thing for go and if me and him did like what we just said, no young one is learning to do this thing. We went to Tumulkin the last time. We invite the students for make them come in and learn, and we were willing to teach them, but nobody is coming for like they put themselves because this is just you have to put your time, and a lot of young men now they don't want that again. They don't want to sacrifice because remember these things are sacrifice. Because when I learn this, I have to ride bike from Silver Creek way to Golden Stream for go learn this. And that every week I go on the bike. The night you have to bleach whole night for they play the drum. Because you can't do it the day because you disturb the people the day. But now at night, now that the time you do your practicing. That is how I learned to practice.
I made the maestro here learn.
He learned it by the same old boy that I learned on grandpa. He that we real master. So he learned from there. I learned from there. He finished teaching me.
And I know the maestro doesn't. You don't speak English too much, right, maestro? That's what you told me. But just tell me a bit about yourself, and then maybe you can say it in Maya, and then you could translate for me. Would that be okay? Okay. A bit about you. That's Kekchi Maya, right?
Bara si job sol wala il to kwang kinsa li 15 years si job sol wala che il kilagwaral.
He started to learn this flute and the drum when he was 15 years. Yep.
Ask him who taught him.
And it's Toloka Ageja.
Lorenzo Sabil.
The same person I tell him is that old Lorenzo Sam. So that him teach two away.
Both of you.
Yes. So that the same person that taught him.
And originally, where is he from? From what village? Here?
Well, he the one elders founding villagers. He used to establish Santa Teresa village. He established San Miguel village. He established Silver Creek village. Wow. Then he established Golden Stream village, there where he passed away in Golden Stream. That's the history I know about him, because he's really my grandpa. I learned from him. And all the ancient Maya thing where I know is from him I learned. And I don't know anybody have this kind of doing this kind of thing.
Remind us of his name so we can do honor to him.
Lorenzo Sam.
Lorenzo Sam. Yeah. Okay, Don Lorenzo Sam.
He passed away about 15, 20 years now. Okay. Yeah, so he's gone. He's old when he passed away.
But I'm sure he'll be happy to know that his heritage and things that he passed on still live.
Still they exist. At least we still may him keep it up, no? And that's the reason why we don't want it dead. That's why we are trying to get young people to learn this thing. And somebody pick up this one, somebody pick up that one. So we want to go sit down and look at them, because that's the way it's supposed to pass, and we just pass on things to other young people, but nobody will come in. So what we still want to try, maybe soon we'll get somebody for, because he is getting old, because
73 originals at 30 years old.
30 years old, he can complete 73 years.
So he wants to leave, he's at that age where he wants to leave something for the younger folks, right?
Yeah, and that's the reason why I'm doing this, because the same day with me, I'm 56 right now. I don't feel like I get old, and worse him, he like 20 years older than me. So we need young people to get into this thing, but the only way we could get this thing is start to promote the colleges like this for make people start.
Let's hope that as a result of this show, more people will become interested in learning. But if they become that interested in learning, how can they contact you?
Well, they could call me from a number 661-5407, and they could find me at Silver Creek Village. Then I could take them to my maestro at Golden Stream, and then we get together, and then from there we could start on the practicing. And then we will teach them all the thing where they need to do.
Repeat that phone number for me, because people know the
5407. 5407. That's my number. So yeah, and we will teach everything to them. How the grandpa teach we, that just that we will teach them too. Because there is things between that you need to go to church, you pray, you ask the Heavenly Father to help you for learn all the music. So all of that we need to teach them. So and the only way they could learn if they come and ask we, and we teach them. So we're ready for it, because me and him again that to like we tell about 7 years back, and none up to date now, none reach it. No, none. So but we really want to teach somebody, because we really get old. Yeah, we really get old, and then time, like one time your people died till over 100 years, but right now, as you pass 60, you start to think when you go.
Right? Don't talk so fast, because I'm 72.
Yeah, so that is that is how we do with this drum thing and the flute thing. Okay. So now, if we're not ready for hear the music,
yes, I was about to say
the music. we start off how we
Which
start.
are the first tune again?
We are doing the offering music.
Offering music. All right. Let's listen to the offering music. And it has a name?
That what we call it. We call it the Mayach son. Mayach son.
Okay,
Yeah, that in a kikshi.
Maya son.
Yeah, Mayach. We call it when you do the offering.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maya.
Yeah.
Maya means offering? Maya?
Mayach.
Maya.
Mayach.
Maya.
Mhm.
Say it correct.
Mayach.
Maya. All right. Maya.
Mayach son. Now there we go now.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So that while that was playing, what would be happening if it was being played in a ceremonial occasion, what would be happening
They
there?
will be bringing all they are using all the incense and bringing all the offering to the altar. So while we did play that, you see this music we play just now, it's just we played just because we don't do nothing. But that when that happen, the sermon have to finish before we stop the music. So when we start till when they finish do the offering on the altar, then the music will stop. But
Doesn't matter how long it takes.
you don't care how long it takes. Sometimes it takes 1 whole hour. You have to stay with that until it's done. Yeah. So when that's done, then the music. When you see them finish the last thing where they do, then you blow it up just like how we stop it. Then you will stop. So that's how this music stand. This thing just continue, but we stop it just for. Yeah, just
Understand? We do it for show purposes. We're doing it for show purposes, right?
So we just do it just for, like we show what is the meaning. And again, sorry that I never introduced it. These are their skin.
I was about to ask about how the instruments. Yeah. Go ahead. Walk me through the drum, then the flute.
Yes, you see, these are their skin, and this one that the male Because you go by pair, then the next one, the female, the bottom.
So a male there at the top here, and a female there at the bottom. And it has to be like that for it to be authentic.
It have to be by pair. You can't, and then you can't.
Put two males like male top, male bottom.
No. This is not like the Garofona one. The Garofona, anything they put some sheep skin on it, but these are originally the Maya Asian thing.
Okay.
And when you do this, you have to do it on a time that you put one day that you have set the drum to fix your skin.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just pick up yourself and start to do it like that. No, you have to do like at least prayer and symbolic thing behind it because because these are ancient Maya thing you do. Yeah, this is and the leaf flute and
the wood. What wood is this?
The cedar. Okay. Yeah, and for him it's cedar too. This is cedar. He make his own.
He makes his flutes?
This is just one new one. This is the one we just won the Lubantun last 2 weeks. It just started on that day. Just the third time we use it. That day here, that the time we christened it. Then the one we got Mr. Ernest last week, Thursday. That is the second time. Now it's the third time. And that is the reason why I tell you it's important to gear the tools at the room.
Exactly. Yes. This has to be now looking at this, you have a mouthpiece here, right?
Yeah, this one piece
and then this
aluminum
piece of aluminum right here.
And then you wrap it with lone thread around it and with some little bit wasp for make it could stick on it there. And then the leaf one that way at the top, that are the leaf, that are cocoon leaf.
That's a cocoon leaf?
That's a cocoon leaf, yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, but you have to, how to tell you, you have to, like, when the cocoon get burned, then you dry it, then use it. But like when I tell you, you're not going to go get it anytime, you have to be when the full moon.
Correct time.
Yes. So
and the little round piece you have here as well.
The little round piece, the only piece of calabash. Yeah. Yeah, the piece of calabash that they pass the aluminum thing, and then that they only piece come out, and then that they tie this. That the Lee was with it on this right, so he make it stick on, so make escape air when it blow. Yeah, so that all the air goes straight into the little hole, and this is what make all the music. Yes, yeah, right there.
His fingers.
Yes, that then they move that way. He only the blow and the fingers to make all the music.
All the music.
Yeah.
And then let me look at.
That's the hole in there. It's hole. It's just the.
Can I hold it?
Yeah.
There's no weight at all.
No, because
it's very, very light. It's very light. Very light.
Yeah.
Very, very light.
So, yes. So this is new. This is a new way just fixed because he fixed them. He know who fixed them. So, but the drum, these are from good years.
It's an art that we shouldn't let die, This is, we should be passing this on to generations and generations, and certainly this deserves to be promoted for sure.
I got one feeling, I got a strong feeling it will, because nowhere you see this kind of drum and flute. We got Independence High School. They couldn't believe that the Maya people got drum. I tell her we got the biggest drum than the Garofuna.
It's a big drum.
Yeah, and it got two sides of skin on one side. Yeah. So that's why it you hear the different song how it beat in there. So that this skin make the song with when the airway come out through the hole here. Okay. Yeah, so.
But do you at times switch a drum around? Like you said, this is the male side, the male there, and that's the female there. Mm-hmm. Do you flip it around and get a different song? It's always beating on the.
Have to be this way because this is the only way how the drum set up. So. Okay. So yeah. You can't come to the bottom there. I make the sound like how they make it here, because that's a different.
Yeah. Because I've seen some drums there. They put them in the lap and then it beat both sides, depending on what sort of song they want to come out. But this one isn't that.
No, this one is different. This one is a different. That's why I can tell this is the Maya drum, right? So beat on any kind of way, you're not doing anything out of the way because this is our like one blessing drum. Then we take care of it and we respect it traditionally. That is how we do it now. Yeah, the same thing with the flute too, because you can't make no picnic play with it and just leave it like no this stuff.
Yeah, because I could see this as delicate,
yes,
right? A delicate technology because imagine you come to the forest and everything is just indigenous here.
Exactly.
From the forest.
Yeah, everything is from there.
Yeah.
So everything we see here is from the forest. Yeah. So and that's the reason why we need to keep this culture alive. Otherwise, the Maya people will, like we did then, because if we don't keep our culture, we're not the Mayas. And like what I always say, that we want to become a Maya, but we just want to use like fake Maya. We have to be promoted. We all say that we're the real Maya.
This is the real stuff,
This is
right?
the real thing, right? Not go out there and you just because you're there among different race, but you want left your country. Here I work 50 years, the ministry work. I always carry my country every day. I love my country. I don't know rice, man.
You spent 50, how much years with the Ministry of Work?
14 years.
14 years?
Yeah, I worked there and I retire. So I'm a retired workman from government. Yeah, so but I want to thank God that we want to come over here, like what I said, we just wish that we get people for young people for learn this now. And I want to thank Mr. Cook too because he's there with we and he will give us some more explanation behind it. And so, and like what I say, my maestro can't really talk good Creole, but I thank him that he's talented.
Yeah, he's talented.
He's talented because no anybody could do that kind of thing.
I agree with you.
So that's why I respect him. Anywhere I go, I always keep him. How could I tell you? Like I think like my dad.
True that.
Because he teach me a lot of things, and we go together. And you know, when I want to lose something, we want to feel something really, really hard. Because
That's not happening right now, man. The man could live another 25, 30 years.
Strong.
He's strong. Right? I don't know how to tell him that in Maya, but I'm sure he'll live much longer.
I think so because he know like he stay work a farm, and when you stay work farming and you stay sweat, I get sickness too quick.
Want to work continuously, right?
So, and that is basically about the drum and the flute and the music we give you. So, and if you need to hear more about
yes, you play other music or just?
Yeah, we got you know how much music we got here?
About 60 years or
Yeah, 60.
so you play another one for me right now?
We could give you one more. We could give one if you want. How much you want here? No, we got a lot of music. We just have to select them and give you, and then.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to hear another tune right now, right? What are you going to play for us now?
Okay, we're going to play the music what we played the last time here when we have the Cortez dancing. So when the four Cortez are dancing, when the king and the priest and then the caracer and then the queen, because those were the four Cortez dancers we come here on that day. So we're going to play that tune today for make you hear how they may perform from the Florianda. So that's what the music we'll play right now. And that the music when the king and the caracer they play together, and when they try catch one another with the I don't know what they call that thing. They call it they call it the amasa in a cake share. You know what they call it in a Creole, no? Yeah. So yeah, they throw it a red cloth. So when they catch it now, so that's what they made perform at that time. Yeah. So and that's the music we're going to play right now. This music is like for the king music.
I have a feeling that I was here when that was being performed. I can remember vaguely something like that what you're describing. Yeah, so right? I think right here in the ball court, right here. Right?
That's the way we do it last 2 weeks. I think last 2 weeks we do it when we launched for music that day.
A few years ago. I saw it a few years ago here, I'm sure. What did I see a few years ago when I was here?
That the Oshlahu Baktun we do that time along with Mr. Ernesto when everybody may come out from that side.
Yeah, Fantude.
And that's the same music right here we're going to play. The same music we're going to play because we just adapt it to the Oshlahu Baktun one because we just implement that one day because we can't get dancers but we implement it in our different way but the same music we play. And it's the same music right here. Okay. Yeah, so we play it now and then. Well,
last time, remember joining the dancers and coming out from behind the bush there? That was some many years ago. I remember coming out there. And,
2013.
Yeah, 2013. Yeah, that's some time ago.
That's when the Maya calendar was ended. Right?
That was the occasion.
Yes.
And then we went and we looked at the around there, and there was a Maya calendar somewhere around the curve there.
Right here we tend to when we play at the same time. Yes, you were here that time.
Memories.
Yes.
Memories.
When Mr. Florencio Mess played the harp right here.
That's right.
Yep. Same one.
Okay.
Good. So we went to play this music and then you were here how we play. The one we play that for the Oshahu Baktun music then and for the king where they tell you we played last 2 weeks here. So and that's the check flip sound right.
Okay, very nice, very nice, very nice. Yeah. So that was the Cortez dance, right?
Yeah, that's how they call it.
Okay.
That's when they're playing with when the king and the karasek they play. But that music play sometimes about 10 times, but different people dance it behind it, right? But are the same music. So that's why the music it a lot because they play sometimes they play it over again, but a different person dance it, but are the same music.
Same music, but
Different, yeah,
dancers,
yeah,
different
exactly,
people.
yeah. So that is how this thing set up. So that day when you start from early morning, you could done one set by 12 o'clock, but you have to do one after the next. But if you take your time, you could take one whole day. Yeah, so finish off the whole paragraph of the music. Yeah, so it's a good thing. It's good, but then it kind of hard. Then nobody did perform it again. So, but if God spare life, with my start to come out again, and then we could see how he dance. No, when you see it happening, it's two different things. And then you're just hearing the music.
Especially here in Lubantun.
Yeah,
See, it here in Lubantun is fantastic.
yeah.
Pedro Koch and Ernesto Sake spoke of the necessity of keeping the Maya culture alive. They also shared more information on the Cortez dance. We will be back after a word from our partners, Belize Tourism Board, the Barry and Shell Belize Limited.
We are the Barry, offering you great products, good service, and of course, the lowest prices in the entire country. Visit us in Belize City, Belmopan, Sa Ignacio Cayo, Orange Rock, and now in San Pedro, La Isla Bonita. The Barry. Get more? Pay less.
Savor every moment. Experience our country. Go the extra mile.
And just dive in.
We are Belizean travelers. Are you?
Shell V Power with 3 times more cleaning and friction reducing molecules. Go well. Go Shell.
It don't matter what part of the jewel you come from. You that you and me that me. But guess what? All are we the one. See what I mean?
So yes, Mr. Cook. So how are you?
Yes, Chief, I'm okay.
Okay, it's nice meeting you. I understand you're a member of the Kekchi Council of Belize, right?
Yes, sir.
You live, where do you live in the beautiful Toledo district?
I live in Jacintoville. It's right off the main highway.
Before you explain to me the Cortez dance, tell me a bit about the Kekchi Council and its roles and functions.
Well, the Ketchy Council has done a lot, you know. I have been with them several years. They did a program where where I was engaged with the learning how to read and write in Kekchi. I started teaching. I'm a teacher. I started teaching at the primary level. The whole idea behind it was to assist younger children who that English is our second language. There is when children get to school, they only know how to talk in Kekchi. So they need to make that transition from Kekchi to English, learning how to read and write in English. But the idea was that why not and let them understand how to read and write in Kekchi so that they can easily write in English. That was the whole idea. I was in in Guatemala learning all of this for like 6 months. This program was sponsored by UNICEF, and that's how I get into um, this whole program.
All right. Do you know that gentleman sitting next to you?
Yes, Palmahong is very familiar. I think here in Toledo and in the country of Belize.
Yeah. Paul, anything you'd like to add here to what we have been doing so far?
No, Chief, I just like to say that we appreciate that he could have taken some time out. You know, when I called Mr. Ernesto Saki on it, he said we need to have Mr. Pedro Cook with us, definitely along with the drummer there and the flute man. So they're all here together, and I guess it's with deepest appreciation because they have a wealth of knowledge to share with the nation of Belize and beyond.
Sorry. And it's a learning experience for all of us, sir. Right? So the Cortez dance that we just heard the music of just now, and tell us about it. What's the significance of the Cortez dance, and what would we have been seeing if this was all visual?
Okay, Mr. Rene, the Cortez dance is normally danced by the Kekchi, and it consists of 28 dancers. 28 dancers. That's a large number. It's a very long, beautiful dance. And what we saw the last time during the launching of this program, we just brought the key players among the dancers. Among those, the leaders of the dancers are the king ruler. In Kekchi we call him the Koshol. Koshol. He has a special face mask. You would actually know him as being the leader because he has a special dressing on his head. Then we have two jokers. They are called the Karaser. They're jokers because they are the ones who are the key players in the dancing, during the dancing, and I'll explain it a little bit more as I go along. The next important character is the king, or the leader, also known as the Rey. And then we have a priest, the Par. The whole idea behind this is we have 8 Cortez dancers. The one with the beautiful clothing and everything. Those are the ones that start the dancing, that start the show. So they have their own music, along with their king ruler, the Koshol. As Mr. Alberto mentioned earlier, there are many music that they would play. So each one of them would be played, and then you'd have your dancers doing their own dancing on the floor. So what happened is that if you look at this court, there are 4 corners.
Four corners in the ball court,
yes.
right?
The priest would be sitting here at the front.
At the front, okay.
And the whole idea behind this Cortez dancing is like, I think we alluded to the idea earlier. Where does the
word Cortez come from? Which Cortez are you talking about?
It's a mix of Maya and probably the individual Cortez, who was they brought in Western civilization.
Yeah, it's not a non-Cortez you're talking about. No?
I'm not too sure about that. But the thing is that.
But there's also a tree named Cortez. Right?
Yes. What will happen is that those 28 members will have to come and visit the priest. It's like they're going to be baptized. So you know that the Mayas just live in the jungle and they just roam about and everything. So they need to be converted to Christianity, or they need to be civilized. So that's the whole idea behind this dancing. But it happened in a series of events that leads to all the group has to come and visit the priest, because the priest is the one that does the blessing, remember. So
the king is Mayan, right?
Yes.
It's a Mayan king.
Yes.
It's not a
Yes.
Spanish king.
No,
The only Spaniard would be the priest.
Yes.
Okay.
That's why they have these key dancers, and then you have the rest who are, remember, we are just talking about these 4. Well, what about the other 24? What are they doing? What do they do? They are the one responsible to go and get these individuals, because if we talk about the king, the Mayan king doesn't want to be a civilized individual, because he has his own.
He's already a king.
Exactly.
Yeah,
What the others will do, they need to go and get him and bring him to the priest so he can be baptized. But they do that in such a way that these events are done in the form of dancing. So that's the whole idea behind it. So what will happen is that these main dancers will begin the dancing. They will go in each corner, visit each corner, and then they have to do that 3 times. They have to bow in each corner. They do that 3 times. Then they would begin to get everybody else involved. So they will have their own music while they're doing their dancing. So the others will come in and they'll have their own music also. And then what will happen afterwards is that these helpers, and they have their own name, in the group we're supposed to have 3 tigers and about 4 females, young females, they call them. Those will be responsible to go and get those individuals and bring them to the priest. So the priest have to bless them.
Okay.
So that's the whole idea behind it. But it's a very long dance. Remember, there are many of them there, and you need to go get all of them and bring them to the priest.
Listening to your explanation, then I would attribute the word Cortez really to Cortez, who was, as you know,
Exactly.
a Spanish invader,
Yes.
of this area, because you're talking about an introduction of the Maya to Christianity, and it's sort of a blend of showing subjugation, if for want of a better word, or acknowledgement of Christianity by subjecting the king and getting the king and these subjects out to be blessed by the priest. It's like saying bowing to the to Christian religion, which, as we know, was brought here by the Spaniards, right? When they came, Cortez and those. So then the word Cortez dance might be derived then from Hernan Cortez, right?
Yeah, like Mr. Alberto mentioned earlier, it's a mix. It's a mix of everything now. So that is what happens. And the last 2 that are difficult to get will be the king ruler, the main ruler, and then the joker. The joker, remember, is
what
joker.
What role did he play again? With the king? What role does he?
The role of the joker is to go and get the king, trap the king.
Okay.
But the king will not give up easy. Remember, Mr. Alberto told you about he needs to get trapped. They use a small strap to go and wrap it around his waist and bring him to the priest. But the first time they go, if he will throw that trap around him, but if he doesn't get caught, or he will find a way to get that off of him because he doesn't want to come to the priest. So they would have to do that 3 times to him. Then he would finally come and give in. And then he would dance in front of the priest.
The supreme king.
Yes. And the last thing that he needs to do is to it's like kicking the priest with his waist so that the priest would fall, And you know, this is just like
So
a
the
joke.
king would kick the priest.
Yeah, eventually.
Eventually.
But the priest will not know when the king will do that. So he will dance, he'll do like he will throw off this priest now from where he's sitting, but the priest will not know when that will happen. So when he finally decides that he is going to do it now, the priest is off guard, is caught off guard, so he will drop off his seat.
What's the significance of that?
Um, uh, you see, the whole idea is that they don't want to be baptized.
Exactly.
They want to be who they are. So if they yeah, exactly. And that is when that happens, that's when all the dancing is finished. So by that time that happens, these are the last two that will come to the priest to be blessed: the joker and the king. And when that is done, then that's when the dancing is finished.
End up deposing the priest.
Yeah.
And still remaining as king. Will that be the case?
I don't think so, because he's already blessed, then that means he's giving, but he's just giving a reaction to his blessing, that he doesn't feel comfortable accepting what he's just gone through. Yeah, that's why he has to drop the priest off his bench.
Interesting. Interesting, Paul.
Mr. Cook, I always observe that the costumes of the Cortez dancers are unique and extremely beautiful. Where do the costumes come from?
The costumes that we used the last time were borrowed from Guatemala. Mr. Choco has connections to people who have the costumes, and we don't have here. This group don't have. The idea here is hopefully we will get together. We are joining forces together so that we can probably get some funding somewhere to get our own and get some people involved. We were talking about this earlier, that we hope that we will do this whole Dare dance, the Cortez dance, in April. So we might have to invite you back again.
I'm willing to come back whenever you're doing it. That's invite me.
You will see the whole dancing.
Still have in mind the beauty I saw the last time when I was here. When we came, because I went behind there and spoke to the folks in the back in the woods when they were getting ready, and when they came out, I came out with them, and so it was like, okay, this is a unique experience.
It is, and I like what Mr. Alberto mentioned. A lot of us Mayan do not appreciate what we have, so I think we need to begin to learn. There are just a few people who get themselves involved. Like what he said, is a sacrifice. For me, being here is a sacrifice. But I enjoy doing something like this because I've been engaged in it a long time ago. So anything that is traditional, I'm there.
No, you mentioned another dance earlier on, the Dare dance, which is another interesting dance.
Yes, there's another group that will be doing the Dare dance in San Roman. That is fresh in my mind. That's why I mentioned that. Yes. But our one will be Cortez. Okay. We hope to do it in Belize. That's what we're discussing. That is in the discussion, and we hope that will come into fruition by Easter.
Now, turn to your position as member of the Mayan Council. What are some of the projections for, beside what you have spoken about, what are some of the projections for the Mayan Council?
Well, the County Council of Belize is kind of dormant right now. Okay. We're not doing anything much, except that there are people who might have been in touch with the group long time ago, like myself. So those things are alive. What projects we're promoting, we haven't really decided yet.
Okay. All right. So let's turn back now to our musicians, our very able musicians here. I mean, I'm certainly having a good time here at Lubantun, and we're going to hear another selection. What are we going to hear now?
The selection we are here is the one that we implement the Oshlahu Baktun when the Maya calendar was ended. So we have to play that right now as it goes on.
The whole Baktun will be what we saw here the last time, right here. Right?
Yeah, right here.
Yes, I could see, I could look here at this plaza and still see it.
All right. So okay, we'll start now.
Yeah, that's it. The repeat it again for me.
That the music we use that we implement the Oshlahu Baktun when the
Oshlahu Baktun.
Oshlahu Baktun when the Maya calendar was ended in 2013. Yes, so we just implement the dancers we use that singing, but at the Cortez they still dance that music too. Okay. Yeah, these are the one when how Mr. Cook explained it just now that when everybody they dance, when all the Cortez are dancing together. These are the music, right? So that these are three different music we play here. Three main different music. Like I tell you, it's over 60 music there is, but we just give you the main one, and we explain when we go on, what are the meaning of the music.
What's the meaning of the music, so that we can all understand and appreciate exactly what is being played and why it's being played.
Exactly. Yeah. Right. And why we play this music, how we implement the Oshlu Baktun, because if you hear how we start, because that are the four cardinal points where they dance, like what Mr. Cook said earlier. They start from each corner, they go turn forward, they've there's three times that are from the north, south, east, and west. And this is the music for that. That when the Maya rain god is the thunder and everything was. You remember when it rained that time? Okay, good. And this is the same music right here. Yes, the same music right here. Yeah, that's why we give you that, because to remember as you come back again.
It's nice to be back here indeed. Now, looking at the drum and at the flute, how old would these instruments be? I mean, to where the date? I'm talking about the date when they were first introduced. That would be maybe what, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 700 years? I don't know. You still tell me
yes,
1,000 years?
About 1,000 years, because these were done make when I born. Yeah. So it was done there, and Maestro done it.
For your forefathers, yeah. So it's an old thing.
Yeah, it's not just today. So that's the reason why it's a real Asian Maya thing. Yeah. So nobody could do the Allen thing now. It's only me to do it as we speak right now. And then
And then we have to get the skills of the maestro together so that so young people can start making flutes like that because.
yeah, well, exactly, and that's the reason why when we got the school, I tell you, we got to the school and tell you that we could teach them for make that, teach them how to fix the skin, how to change the skin, and everything, so that they could do it on their own. Because that is how I learned. Because when I learned the music, then my master tell me, all right, you need to learn for make the skin. You lose everything, you get a new skin, and you have to carry the creek and wet it and make it get, because it's a skin, you have to dry it first, string it up. Yeah, and then you put the white lime on the, you put the white lime on the skin for make the hair come out. If you notice no hair on it, right? You see, it's smooth. Then, but you have to set it in the water and you clean it up, and then from there you stretch it back. But you have to set when it's soft. When it don't get hard, you can't set it. That's using now it's so hard. It dry and it thick. Yeah. So these are the old Asian thing. So it's not something we just start just overnight. It's for many years.
Then dias.
Yeah.
And then dias.
Yes.
Like we're saying, then dias.
Yeah. So,
ancient dias.
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Sakil. You were talking to me earlier on about an organization that you have, that you're part of, that promotes oneness of people. Carry on.
Okay, thank you very much. Yes, I have an organization that is called Huntulikon, which means one people, but because we're talking about culture, we're saying one Maya people. It is an organization that was created just after they say the world will come to an end in 2012, which did not happen. So that was when it was created. We felt there was a need to create one because we needed to entertain more of our cultural activities, to promote it, to make it become more alive one day. Because a lot of the times we know our culture, but nobody is really leading that we can carry on to show our children. So that was very important. So after the world did not go in, we decided to create it. So in 2013 was when we were established. We established it, and we started to do different little activities. But I want to make clear that Huntulokon is a non-profit membership organization which seeks to unite and empower the culture of Maya people. That is very, very important for us.
Do you accept non-Mayans joining?
We accept anybody so long as you find yourself at ease with our activities. Then I see no problem with anyone coming to join us. And that is very important for us. And that's why the intent is to create Maya activities or to talk to our Maya people, but also to give it to the general public, because we are all Belizeans and Maya people are Belizean, and so we want it that it bear fruit, give significance, and explain some of the things that we do as Maya people. So that's what we did. And
what will be some of the activities you have planned for the future?
Okay, for the future, we're looking at bringing culture more alive, which includes like this one we're doing now, the Cortez dance. Now, I don't know when that will happen, but that's our goal. We wanted to create this dance for everyone to see that there is culture, there is something here that we can share. Every time there's a time that we can create it. So one of them is the Cortez dance. Just last 2 weeks ago, we did a music launch of the music of the Cortez dance. So we didn't do the Cortez dance, but we did we digitally recorded the music, and now we are playing it. That we have this music with us to use it whenever it's needed. One of the things that we did as well was to when we were doing one of the activities in the earlier days, after 2013, we did what we call a Maya ceremony.
Okay.
It's like an offering as well, or it's an offering.
It's an offering,
And then I thought at that time it would sound very healthy, very beautiful, and very spiritual, and very connecting. If I would ask the flute and the drum, somehow the flute and the drum, when they play together, it really reverberates in your heart, in your soul, in your mind, and in your whole being, and lending itself to the majestic forest and the temple. It really brings the whole spirit of me being an ancient Maya in a modern world. So we brought the two guys, we did this ceremony, and we did a couple after a while, and then Mr. Alberto Choco and Mr. Basilio Scholl said that they're getting tired because nobody is playing.
Yeah, nobody's following. No,
So I begin to think that maybe indeed it is something that we need to work on, and so the organization decided to do something. And they told me they wanted to record some of this music, this Cortez music, because it's so beautiful. And I told them, let's work together. And so we started to think about it and how we can do it. And of course, the pandemic came and we couldn't do anything, so we stopped for a while. But then we revived it back. And by this time, I went to Nietzsche, and I told Nietzsche about my intention that we would like to preserve this music, because these musics are ancient and they need to be recorded and to be safeguarded. And they decided that that's a good idea. And so we worked together, and we recorded, but we wanted to record it digitally. Okay. And we wanted to copyright, etc., so that this music would be protected and the players would have a benefit after the effort. Yes. And so we went and we were looking for somebody to help us, and we didn't get anybody, and until we came to Brother David, who is a musician himself, and he jumped up and he said, "You know what, guys, I will be able to give you ideas and help you if you wish." I said, "That's what we need." And so he has a studio. And then he said, "I'll do it for you all." And so we went, and these two guys went and they played their music in the studio, and they recorded it, and we recorded 10 music digitally. And so that was the music that we took. We were so happy, and they were so happy that they can hear their music when they're listening to it, and these guys playing and so on. So we safeguarded it, we put it together, and so we decided that we were going to release it at this time. And so that was when we did that. So now the music is actually safeguarded, and that it is available for anybody who needs to use it. So we went farther a little bit as the work of the organization. We went and we uploaded this music on a platform, so that when anybody goes to the music and find it, then when they decide to get it, they have to pay for it. And so the benefit comes to those to the two guys that are doing the music. Now that is one way in which I think the organization can work to help ourselves, to help our Maya people, and so really that is one. And we move on from there. We did different little cultural activities, like the food is actually another one. In fact, my wife wrote a book on local food, Maya food. You can only get it in Belize or whenever you get the book, but you can't get it anywhere else. And believe you me, those are tasty local food, traditional food that sometimes it kind of get a little sad, in the sense that a lot of our Maya people know what it is and they use it, but it's the younger generation that they don't know again, or they don't want it because it doesn't taste good, but it's very healthy for us. So it is these kinds of activities that we look at, and we want to go back and educate ourselves and teach our children, so that our children can actually begin to understand this is a special, these are special food. Okay, So that is one. The other activities that we have done actually is to do the winter and the solstice ceremony. And a lot of the times, a lot of the times people, like, when they think about it, like, it's very remote, but that is not true. That came right from the heart of the Maya people. It actually signifies agriculture. Okay, and you have the two different seasons, so that is also very important. If you want to look at it this way, the significance is like the sunrise, the noon, the evening, and the under. And so whenever that movement comes around, you think about your farming. You plant your corn like March, April. You harvest it like after September, October. So there's the planting season and there's the harvesting season.
Time to sow, time to reap.
Which is something that we have to really think about. And then in the end, you're talking about food security. And you're talking about your own food, your own part of your livelihood. And we need the forest to do that. So we have to do a little ceremonial ritual so that we can appease, we can connect, and we can understand each other. Because that is what Maya people is about. They have the level where they are physical, and they have the level where they are spiritual. And the spiritual part is usually ones that you make that intention, and that hopefully you can get back in manifold. So that is one of those things that we did. So we keep doing that from time to time for those people who have an interest and would like to do it. But again, we need to work towards educating our people to understand that.
Well, how can one join the organization or find out more about the organization?
Okay, actually, I wanted to go further and say that our organization we just revamped it. We just created one more time, because when the pandemic came, actually the members are all gone. They are not dead because of the pandemic, but they moved on to something else. So we had to to get other people, and so we have a new team that we've just started last 2 months ago, and that we haven't really settled properly, in the sense that we want to study more the work of the organization. We want to look at maybe some of these Maya activities or these cultural activities that we'd like to carry on for the next year or two, so that we can continue to work. But this is how I see it. We have a vision, and we envision this world in such a way that the Maya people will participate when they come together, everyone coming together, and to continue to practice their cultural traditions for cultural empowerment, and even to their ceremonial obligations to further strengthen the culture of the Maya people. So we feel that when we do those things, that is exactly what we are trying to do. And also we are talking about what would be our mission. All right, our mission, in my opinion, we will still have to think about it, but it's an advocate. We advocate and to provide services to our people through maybe education, through health, through again cultural tradition, family promotion and empowerment of the culture of Maya people. So we really need to work together. We need to have a vision with a mission, and then defined as a Maya initiative. We have 3 overarching goals. One of them being to advocate and promote for research on Maya culture. We have Maya culture.
More to be done.
But there's so much that we could do, and there are things that we know, but we are not properly in tune with it. So we need to do some research. That's Maya culture. We also need to look at the Maya history. Actually, we have a lot of history, but sometimes our Maya people are not exactly sure of our Maya history. And the scholars, the people that have gone to school, yes, maybe they have some important more facts about our Maya history, but we haven't been able at the grassroots level. I want to know why I do this. I want to know why I sleep in a hammock, or I want to know why I go and burn my candle or offer my incense. I want to know why I do that. That is very important. And we also think that Maya needs, what are some of our needs? We haven't really discussed all of that as yet. So we need education, we need programming, we need cultural preservation, etc., etc. So all of that would be the work of the organization. In some cases, we have touched on some of it, okay? But in many instances, we have to organize ourselves more to have it in such a way that we have it line item so we know what we're talking about. And then we also have another goal which we like to see is the to promote and advocate for unity of people, culture, so that we can acknowledge that pride, that awareness. Many times, a lot of people just take us for granted then because they don't know. But we feel that there should be a recognition day. We have very good elders that passed away with knowledges. Nobody recognized them.
You are pushing for that day.
That is the next thing that we would like to do. We have herbalists. We have these people that have great knowledges about the different forests, the healing, etc. But they pass away. Nobody acknowledged them. And they are very good people. And so we want to do that. Even the legacy of those people who have contributed in so many ways, we need to acknowledge those as well. So that is the next goal. This is the next goal that the goal. And thirdly, we have the promotion or an advocate for unity of people, whether it is village, community, that is within Belize and beyond the border of Belize, where we can do networking in this area. Many times we Maya people don't speak a lot, so we keep quiet. So we would like to be the voice of the voiceless in a good way.
I hear you.
So yeah. We need to continue
give
to
voice
network.
to those who would not come forward.
Yes.
Yeah.
We which also for us, if we have to work with our neighboring countries like Guatemala, Mexico, and maybe El Salvador, where we have Maya people, we can unite to make a program that is worthy for all of us. But we are foremost, our country is where we are looking at, and those are some of the things that our goal is set up to do.
Well, very good, and let me congratulate you on the organization. I can see that it's good that you have an organization with a vision of uniting and moving forward.
We will wrap up our discussion with Ernesto Saki, Pedro Cook, Basilio Shaw, and Alberto Choco after this break to hear from our partners, Belize Tourism Board, Shell Belize Limited, and the Barry.
We are the Barry, offering you great products, good service, and of course, the lowest prices in the entire country. Visit us in Belize City, Belmopan, San Ignacio Cayo, Orange, and now in San Pedro, La Isla Bonita. The Barry. Get more? Belize.
Savor every moment. Experience our country. Go the extra mile.
And just dive in.
We are Belizean travelers. Are you?
Shell V-Power with 3 times more cleaning and friction-reducing molecules. Go well. Go Shell.
It don't matter what part of the jewel you come from. You that you and me that me. But guess what? All are we the one. See what I mean?
The ancient Maya, Mr. Saki, left us a lot of hieroglyphic writings, right? Which I know we look at them and they say, well, what does this mean? Can we interpret these? And understand that you and your organization are very active too in promoting the knowledge of these hieroglyphics writings.
Yes, yes. One of the other activity that we did actually, yes, is the introduction of hieroglyphic writings. Actually, we started by creating this opportunity for those people who are interested. It doesn't have to be anybody that's important. Once you have an interest, you could be a teacher, you could be a student, you could be a village leader, you could be in tourism, tour guides, etc. The idea is for us to bring that knowledge and to share it and to be able to see what it is. So when we did that program, we had facilitators who helped us to bring it across. When you go to the temples, you usually see the stela.
You always see the hieroglyphics.
And then you see hieroglyphic lights. But we don't know what it is.
You don't know what it means.
Yes, you look at it and it's there. Today, we have a better understanding through these programs that we do. One can actually look at it, and the way it is created. It's a little difficult. You have your booklet. We'd have to be in a classroom to show it, just like you have your letters. You have a letter for this one, a letter, and you put it together, except it's glyph, not letters. And then when you put it together, you can create a word. And so we were able to look at all of that. The stela, as you see it, the top is usually the introductory guide. It's just like the heading of a particular lesson. Then you have the time and you have the date, because Maya people are about time and date. And then because we learn the symbols, like, the numbers, you can see what date this happened, the event, who ruled and who get defeated. It's a story that you can actually tell. And so when we had this program, a lot of people joined. And the other reason why we did it too is because our country is also seeing a lot of tourism. When people come to different gift shops, you see those. What does it mean? You don't know what it means. So we looked at that, and at least some people are able to explain what that is now. So that gives us a better sense of what we are doing. And honestly, if you really learn and get good at it, you can actually write a story in glyphs right in your village, the name of your village, etc. And at least what we were able to do with when you attend the class, you're able to write your name in glyphs. So these are activities that are out there. We just need to learn. We just need to research more and find out what it means. So because we have done this now, it has taken root in the country, and there's a lot of people now that are doing hieroglyphics, deciphering, studying, writing, and it's good because it provoked the whole idea of what do we know now. So eventually, I feel that we are going to look at these sites, and they have another meaning.
Understanding and as to what was going on at these sites, these cities in those days.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, so that is one activity that we have been doing, and we will continue to do it. And there are scholars out there, or there are teachers out there that are encouraging Maya people to take control of their Maya language. Now, we might not continue to write in glyphs, but it will be good for us to know what was in the past and what it is today, and then they can actually.
So you can relate the past to the present to shape a better future.
That's correct. So that's one other activity that I
excellent. Very, very good. Now, I will ask a question. Do you want to ask something, Bob?
A little question, Chief. I heard Mr. Saki mention about the official recording of 10 pieces of the Cortez music. Is that music available for members of the public, and where?
Okay. Just yesterday, we uploaded the music on the platform where you can put your music, and you know, if you're interested, you can just go and Google it, and it's there, and you can touch the button, and if you're interested, you can buy it.
Well, let me say it's been a great pleasure to be here at the main plaza in Lubantun. And I would encourage anybody who is viewing or listening to come and visit Lubantun. It's one of the beautiful archaeological sites. It's a place of fallen stones, but there are some interesting areas and secrets that you can find here at Lubantun. Is that's true, right? I hit the nail on the head there and said there's some interesting secrets, and I think there are even caves here, if I'm not mistaken.
At least I know it's a very special place, so that's true. That's what you're saying is true. Yeah. Yeah.
Because I remember when we came, when they thought that the world would have ended, right at the end of the Mayan calendar, when everyone was nervous about the ending of the Mayan calendar. Maybe, well, just before we ask our band to play, though, let's talk about that Mayan calendar and why in 2012, was it?
2012.
2012, we were all very nervous that this might have been the ending of the world. Tell us about the Mayan calendar a little bit before we ask our musicians to play for us.
Well, everybody at that time believed that because the Maya calendar is coming to an end, everybody believes it's the end of the world. At least there are many people who believe that, right? And but the Maya people actually did not really believe such. What they believed was that yes, there is going to be a time that will come to an end, but it's the beginning of a new era. And so instead of dying with the idea, you have to relive, you have to re-establish, you have to look forward to to a hope that is going to be better in the future. So what happens was that there's a group that decided, well, let's honor this whole idea of the fact that we're not dying, we're going to survive. So they created a dance, and this dance is to activate the four corners of the earth or the Maya direction, and you have the different characters. You have the Ixchel, who is the goddess of medicine and plants and childbirth, etc. Then you have the main person, who is the Chak. You have the other person, I think it's the sun god, and they are activating all of these energies so that it will become a brighter day and not necessarily a doomsday like they're saying. So everybody, so when they did the dance, that is it's actually an honoring of a new era, of a new day. So all the elements there talks about reliving back a new life so that we can actually reach out, we can actually connect, we can actually have a better world where there's going to be abundance, prosperity, fertility, beauty, life, so that we can continue for the next so many years.
Yeah.
Okay?
That's right. And so 2012 was not the end of the world, Paul, because we're still here, right? And in my calendar, like I like how you put it, that it's heralded in a new beginning, a new era of brotherly love, because your unity group is one of those things that were heralded in, right? All right, all good things come to an end, and I'm so sorry that this one has to end here, but we want to really end it with some music, and because music is the food of love, and that's why we say, well, Shakespeare said, play on, right? So let's just play some music. And what are we going to hear now?
Okay, the music we're going to play is the music that the ending of it's like the thanking of the sermon, what we are doing. So this music here is the last music we play when all the Cortez are finishing to dance. This is when you're saying goodbye, so this is the music for that right there.
So this is goodbye and thank you,
yes,
right?
Exactly.
All right, well, Maestro, when you're ready, you're the man. Maestro checks the drum.
Yep.
Make sure he gets the correct song. All right. Very good. And you know, as I sat here, I don't know about you guys, maybe you could identify with me, but as I sat here and I looked around me, I looked towards the temples over there, the the stones that represented the temples. I saw them in their entirety, you know, the way how they might have been, right? And you could imagine seeing people moving up and down, you know, in the area, right? It's just such peaceful and beautiful setting, right? I don't know if you share my opinion there, Maestro.
Well, I totally agree with you. It also reminds us that we're living this in time, and we are very fortunate to still see what is the how powerful these people are and what they do as far as technology. But the best thing we can do right now is to appreciate it because we still have it, and it's a learning process for us. It gives us energy. It revitalizes us, and it makes us want to think that one day we will understand more about why this place is so special.
It is a special place, but all good things got to come to an end. So we got to say thank you to all of you for being here today. And maybe we could just get a last word, or greetings, or whatever you want to say before we close off our show.
Okay, Brother Rene, thanks to everybody who is here present today, and I think it's a learning process for everybody, and this is the only way we could upgrade the Maya traditional culture if we show what the talent we know, and this talent is from the old ancient Maya, like I said earlier. So if you hear the four different music we play, my maestro Mr. Basilio Shol, who is from Golden Stream. We play the first one is the offering music. The second one is the king music, like what Mr. Cook may explain. Then the third one is the music we use for the Oshlahubak tune. We implement it to play the Oshlahubak tune. And the last one we just played just now is the goodbye music. That is when all is ceremony done. Everybody going home. So we give, this is like a national anthem thing. When we start, you have an ending and the starting. So, everything is in this drum, but you see, the young generation don't know that, right? So, but now we are bringing it out, we are promoting. So I want to thank my maestro that giving the time out here. I want to thank everybody, Ms. Aurora. Thanks everybody, so that one day we'll do it again if God spare life.
For sure. And what about the maestro here? Can you ask him to say a few words in closing? Can you speak in Quechua? You translate for me. Whatever you want to say.
It's very thanks because you're a catakil. Makachimas shakachman. Ana ina sonara la isonre het na kaya kaya hok Cortez sash kake. Rakbala ireto shikshak.
Okay, it's the same word where to explain English where he sing, because this is we done. Say thanks that we done, and the music we just finished is the music for goodbye that we are all we going home. So that's what I got to say.
Okay, well, thank you so much, and it was a pleasure and a privilege for me to listen to the music and to enjoy the music once again. Right? Yeah, Maestro.
Okay, I'd like to finally say as well thanks for the group coming together. I know it was a little hassle for them because we have to skip another day to do this, but it's important. And as well, I like to congratulate Mr. Pedro Cook because every time I call him, he only say no problem, which means he's ready. That is very good. And I also like to thank you, Love FM, for taking time out to record our story, and that I know it's going to go a long way. It might not be the perfect way to explain it, but I somehow feel like we got the message across, and there will be somebody or some of those people will learn from what we are doing. So it's very important. So your time is very important for us to be here with us and to take up our information and you share it with the rest of Belize. We are so happy that you're still here and you can do it, along with Brother Paul, who is always ready. He was the one who called me and said, we need to do this. And I said, okay, let's do it. I also want to publicly, I don't know if this is the right place to say it, but I want to publicly say that I did not get the proper permission to do this here today, but it was never something that was intended to be bad, but the people at the archaeology department reminded me, and I totally agree, and I must apologize if I didn't do it the right way, because I don't mean to be rude or disrespect any law, especially coming to protecting places, speech like this. So I like to say thanks for all of us who understand and work together. Thank you.
So let's say a big thank you then to Nitch and the Department of Archaeology for facilitating us, right? Your words, sir?
Yes, Mr. Rene.
You want to hold the mic? Go ahead.
Yes, I would just like to say thank you, Mr. Rene, for promoting our group. It's a big help for us to get the word out there to Belize and to the rest of the world, to showcase what the Maya culture is about, the Maya Cortez dance is about, and what music is about. Thank you very much.
And we will give the last word here to Paul Mahong, who put all this together.
Thank you very much, Chief. My heart is full of gratitude, first of all, to Mr. Ernesto Saki and his lovely wife, Miss Aurora. Their voice was very reassuring when I called them a few days ago, saying that we'd like to have a Belize watch, and that Chief and Miss Ava and Chris would be coming down. But also to Mr. Alberto Choco from Silver Creek. Of course, Mr. Ernesto and Aurora comes away from Maya Center, distance away, to be here. And the drummer, Mr. Alberto Choco from Silver Creek, and Mr. Basilio Scholl from Golden Stream. Mr. Pedro Cook himself is there from Jacinto. There was coordination from Mr. Ernesto Saki to get this group together that were here. I'm very grateful to the Lord for giving us good weather. The whole show has been outdoor, and we surely needed good weather for this event. And the past 2 hours here, Chief, was an experience in my life of what you call peacefulness and tranquility in my soul, stress-free, as I listened to the music by the 2 gentlemen and the very experienced people here going through. And I'm glad that, with all respect to the Lubantun archaeological site, that the focus was on the Cortez dance, a tradition of the Mayan culture. And so I feel very good that this site, Mr. Ernesto Saki was able to organize, that we have it out here, a very appropriate location. And so I could only wish the entire group all its best. I look forward to being, I think, along with Chief and Chris and Miss Avan, the Love Crew, to come to that event when you have it in the new year, 2023. Thank you very much.
And I wouldn't be able to close off without saying a big thank you to the National Institute of Culture and History, NICH, because NICH controls and supervises all these parks. And I must say how impressed I am at the improvements that NICH have done. I must say how impressed I am of the improvements that I see here that NICH has done. And let me commend them for the way how the park is kept. I mean, it's well kept. I looked around, and like I said, when the last piece was playing, I could look across the plaza and almost see it coming alive, And when you are here at Lubantun, you can feel the love, right? And because you love your cultures, you love your country, you love one another, it's all about love, right, Paul? It's all about love, and so we choose to love. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for having us here. And I want to wish everyone the very best as we choose to love. But because we choose to love, we say always on the show, Belize and beyond. Thanks for choosing love. Belize Watch. Knowledge of the past, impacting the present, building the future.
Celebration time. It don't matter what part of the jewel they come from. You that you and me that me. But guess what?